So my message to the Democrat candidate for vice president, congratulations. I'll see you in Salt Lake City.
You also worked with them to oppose busing. And, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place.
I also couldn't be more proud of the leadership of President Donald Trump.
These are both very practiced talking point style politicians, I would say, yes, which I think is part of why there isn't a whole lot of anticipation for tonight. I do think people are a little bit interested to see how Kamala performs at this point, because her debate performance in the Democratic primary were very uneven. The first debate, she was phenomenal. I mean, that little girl is me moment. But even beyond that, she was on it. She was ready to go. She was well prepared. And she wasn't taking incoming. And that's always been the thing for her. She's very strong when she can play that role of the prosecutor, when she can be practiced and prepared and kind of control the pace and the narrative. When you're in a one-on-one debate like this, that's not really possible. On the other hand, you're not going to get anything out of the ordinary from Mike Pence. You pretty much know he's very easy to prepare for. You know what he's going to throw at you. You know what the talking points are going to be. You're going to get a lot of you're the Trojan horse for the socialist left, and why did you support Medicare for all then, and why don't you now? Which actually I want to hear her answer to, how she responds to that. But even as there, I would say, is not a whole lot of anticipation for tonight, it is actually important, because Kamala Harris, by being chosen to be Joe Biden's vice president, is very likely to be the next leader of the Democratic Party. Joe hasn't said that he's only going to serve for one term, but I think that's entirely possible, if not likely, just given his advanced age. And so she would certainly be the very likely next Democratic nominee. What does that look like? Is she ready to go toe-to-toe, one-on-one in these types of debates? How does she handle herself under pressure? That is an interesting storyline. And then on the right, and this is something that you've talked a lot about, Saagar, it's going to be kind of a free-for-all for the post-Trump Republican Party. Oh, yeah. Mike Pence very much has a claim to potentially being the next nominee there, the next leader there. He has a certain constituency himself. He's always, up till becoming Trump's vice president, was this very standard issue, conventional Republican type politician. You could see him taking the mantle of Trumpism and turning it into just standard issue zombie Reaganism type Republicanism. But he certainly has a potential claim to being the future of the Republican Party.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, he has as good of a grasp and as claim to the future of MAGA as anybody else. I mean, I don't think he really particularly would live up to much of it. And I doubt look, maybe Trump is loyal to him and gives him his blessing. I have a lot of doubts.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris would set America on a path of socialism and decline, and we're not gonna let it happen.
All of us will stand together for a better future.